What's up, everybody? This is episode 3 of Unscripted Comic Book Reviews. I'm wearing sunglasses now because it's very bright outside and it hurts my eyes. So today, we've got Justice League Volume 6. I went to the comic shop 2 days ago, looking to just pick up some random stuff, didn't know what they were going to have. And all of a sudden, right there on the new shelf, I saw Dark Knight's Metal and Justice League 6. I was like, hell yeah, didn't even know the new Justice League trade was out. So I picked it up and I read it. Alright, within just the first couple pages, this book has a serious problem. And spoiler, if you don't want key plot elements spoiled for you, stop watching. But basically, there's this sort of build-up about Batman being really tired. He's leading like 8 teams and he's only human, so he's fucking tired. And they're trying to make it look like he made a mistake, which resulted in the death of a couple people. But that's not the case. Fucking what happens is, like, they got this whole situation under control and Batman straight up goes, hey, stand down, everything's under control. Like, hey, Justice League has this under control. He straight up talks to the FBI, I guess it's the FBI team. See? He lets them know. We got it. And then, out of nowhere, they decide they're gonna just throw a flashbang in the window, which blows up a lady's oxygen tank, killing her, and the explosion gives one of the terrorists a chance to grab Wonder Woman's sword and stab another person. Which also, that's not Wonder Woman's sword. Wonder Woman doesn't have that kind of curved blade thing. It's always been a straight sword. Come on, people. So that was really dumb, and it leads into all this stuff about, like, what are the Justice League responsible for? Which, right, it's like an interesting thought, I think, to go like, oh, hey, Justice League aren't really beholden to any governing bodies. Like, what's even the deal with superheroes? Like, they just beat people up and bring them to jail without due process or, you know, all that stuff that's, like, legally supposed to be taken care of. But I feel like that's a thought that should just end there. Because if you start to try to get into the logistics, like, all right, people are mad at the Justice League because 2 nuns died. But in every single book, at least one entire city has been leveled by some massive outer space threat. But people are mad about 1 death. Entire cities leveled, 1 death. See, that's why it doesn't make any sense. That's why it's like, oh, that's a fun idea to think about the legality of what the Justice League does. But it shouldn't be written because we need to just ignore that. Because if you start looking into the legality of what the Justice League does, then they should be in jail for like 18 million life sentences. Not saying I want them to go to jail or that they deserve it, but just like in terms of legality. Because they're partner to all this destruction that happens. And sure, they're the good guys, they're the ones trying to stop it. But there are enough people who don't give a shit, who just want to see punishment and would happily punish the people who are trying to save the world. You know, so it's sort of a dumb idea to try to do this people versus the Justice League idea. But overall, the book was solid. There's some fun stuff. I don't know, a lot of humanity. Really, like, little to no superhero stuff compared to the amount of just, like, people stuff. What I found really fun is this one issue starts off with Jessica listening to and singing some Spanish music. And, like, she has a conversation with this guy in Spanish. And I feel like it's the kind of thing they expect readers to just, like, kind of glaze over and then move on when they start speaking English. But I know Spanish enough. I'm not fluent, but I knew everything they said. I understood all of it. That made me pretty happy. So yeah, weird thing about this book, completely different team than any of the others. I don't remember off the top of my head what the authors and artists from the previous Justice League trades were, but they were not Christopher Priest or Pete Woods. This is a completely different team. I looked at this trade versus one of my old Justice League trades, and it's a completely different team. Nobody is the same. So I thought that was an interesting, weird kind of choice, but it worked out. Things were done well here. I enjoyed it. There was some really awesome Flash action towards the end. which anyone who knows me knows I'm a huge Flash fan, so there's some great Flash action towards the end. But a lot of this is just dealing with the humanity, personal struggles of the Justice League, their place in the league, who's the leader, who should be the leader, things like that. It's interesting stuff. End of the day, well, I can't say I recommend this book. I recommend Justice League overall, but I wouldn't recommend any book out of sequence. Go pick up Volume 1.